Today, Arsenal and Spurs are going head to head in a takeover battle. I'll be taking charge of both teams over the next 10 seasons, and whoever wins the most points is crowned the winner. But it won't be that simple, as the takeover wheel is back to either make things really easy for both sides or a full-on nightmare. Well, first things first, ladies and gents, we're going to spin the wheel to decide which team is going first. And it looks like Arsenal are up first, so we're taking charge of them for the first 5 seasons. And here is the team we've inherited in season number 1. And all bias aside, because I am a Chelsea fan, this is a fantastic team. You've got Declan Rice, William Saliba, Martin Odegaard, and the golden boy, Bukayo Saka. Yeah, the Gunners are stacked. Not to mention just how young this Arsenal side is as a whole, man. They've got such a bright future ahead of them. The one weakness that Arsenal do have, though, they don't have an out-and-out goal scorer. I mean, first of all, you've got Gabriel Jesus, and then you've got Kai Havertz. He ain't gonna bag you any goals, is he? But the good news is, guys, Arsenal are pretty damn loaded. They have over 100 million to spend in season 1. And if the wheel lets us, we can get a striker for this team, and it will be completely sorted. And remember, guys, this is a takeover battle. We're not counting trophies, we are counting points as well, so every trophy counts. And if you're unfamiliar with the points rule, let me quickly explain. If I win a Super Cup, and this will include trophies like the FA Community Shield, the Super Cup, for example, I will win 1 point. If I win the League Cup, the Conference League, or Europa, I'll win 3 points. If I win the league title, I'll win 5 points. And if I win the Champions League, I will earn 8 points. So in other words, the more trophies that this Arsenal team wins, the better chance they have of winning this takeover battle against their rival Spurs. But before we think about changing any tactics or changing the formation around, we've got a wheel to spin that could easily turn our season upside down. And just like last week, this has 12 options on it, and whatever 5 options that we pick with Arsenal won't be carried over to Spurs, so this could go really well for Arsenal or really badly. Then again though, it could get pretty damn bad for Spurs if we get lucky. Okay, goals and assists. If your attackers don't get more than 25 goals and assists each, they get -3 in their rating, but if they do, they get a +3. Okay, that's pretty solid. I mean, we've already got Martinelli and Trossard on that left side of the pitch. We've got Saka for the right side. We just need a striker. And because we haven't got a transfer ban and we've got all this money this season, we get to spend it all on the perfect striker. And at this point, I can almost hear you Arsenal fans literally screaming at the screen to sign Alexander Isak, and I don't blame you. He's 24, 6'4", 86 rated. Incredible stats, as you can see, and one of the best strikers in the Premier League. But let's be honest, I don't think this is going to happen. But you could go for someone else, because this striker has made it very clear he wants Champions League football, which Arsenal are going to get next year. And that man is Victor Gyökeres from Sporting, 26, 86 rated. Arguably better stats than Alexander Isak, just 2 inches shorter. But he isn't cheap, 92 mil to 115 million, so we'll probably have to throw a player into this deal to make it happen. So I'm offering 85 mil alongside Gabriel Jesus. I'm not too fussed if I'm overpaying, I just want to get Gyökeres into an Arsenal shirt at this point. But will they accept it? Yes, they have, just like that. Victor Gyökeres is a gunner. And whilst he is our one and only signing, I think he's the only player we need to take Arsenal to that next level. But whilst we're done signing players, we're not quite finished yet, because I'm loaning all 4 of these players out. Trossard, I'm loaning out just to make sure that Martinelli gets game time. But as for the other 3, they're young, they're not going to get game time right now, but they could do further down the line depending on what happens. And granted, I am very aware how well these pair of youngsters are at Arsenal. However, I just don't think they're going to help us beat Spurs in the next 5 years, so for now they're taking a backseat. The good news is though, we've got our world-class striker in Victor Gyökeres, but we do need to put this team into our own image before we send them into season 1, because right now it's a bit all over the place. So I'm going to keep the formation as it is with a short passing build-up style, and this time we're playing a really high line, because our defence is kind of crap. And when they're on the ball in game, this is how we're going to be playing. Odegaard will be playing a little bit further forward than the other midfielders, but he's a better attacker than the other midfielders, that's why. And right now, I fully believe not only is this our strongest starting 11 right now, this is our highest potential, which really does fill me with confidence. Because with how young this team is, it's only going to get better, and it's already world class. But remember, our front 3 need to get minimum 25 goal contributions each, otherwise all 3 of them will get a -3 in rating, but if they do get it, they'll get a +3. And now that we've got Victor Gyökeres as our striker, I don't see any reason why we can't pull that off. But in fairness, guys, we're at the end of the season and we've had a stinker. We've only just scraped top 4 football. Even bloody Spurs have finished above us. How the hell have we done so badly? We haven't won the FA Cup, we haven't won the Carabao Cup, and we haven't won the Champions League either. But to be fair, the semis in the UCL isn't bad. But there is no excuse for this team doing so poorly, man. With how good it is, they should be title contenders. But guys, I've just noticed something a little bit weird. We've got 88 million in our budget. Did someone in Arsenal have a release clause? Apparently bloody so. Kai Havertz had one and he's gone to Man United of all teams. They have had stinkers for strikers, haven't they? Højlund, Xerxes, now they want Havertz. Speaking of attackers though, guys, it's time to see how our front three did this year. Remember, they all have to get minimum 25 goal contributions this year or they all get a -3. And so far, Martinelli's got 38 and 56. Bukayo Saka's got 25 and 13. And Victor Gyökeres only got 17 and 4. Oh my god, the guy I brought in to help us achieve this is the one that let us down. Honestly, of all three of those players, I thought Martinelli would have been the one to let us down. But Gyökeres, oh my god, what a freaking flop he's turned into. And on top of that, we end our first year in charge of Arsenal pointless. This really isn't a strong start for the Gunners. So next year onwards, this team needs to get its act together and start winning trophies. Otherwise, there is a chance that Spurs could beat them in this takeover battle. To be fair though, first and foremost, we need to spin the wheel to see what it's going to store for them in season number 2. Legends only sign players 35 years old or older. Well, that isn't going to help, is it? And what makes it worse, ladies and gents, we've got 264 million to spend and we can't really use it to its full potential. I mean, who on earth are we going to add to this team 35 years old or older that's actually going to add value to it? To be fair though, I've just had a decent idea. We could use that money to spend on a couple of backups for David Raya. I mean, right now we've only got Carl Hahn and he definitely isn't good enough. And you know what, guys? I think it's time we have a little reunion because I'm going for Wojciech Szczesny's 35, 84 rated still. He's actually got really good stats for his age, plus he's cheap as absolute chips. In fact, he might even be cheaper because we've just had to spend 4.75 mil to sign him on a 3-year deal. I can't lie, that's a bargain. But so is subscribing to this channel because he's absolutely free. And right now, we're on the road to 85,000 subscribers. And whilst we are closing in on that goal, I need your help to get there. So if you are enjoying this video so far and want to see more content like this in the future, drop it a big old thumbs up, get it to at least 1,000 likes for me, and of course if you're new around here, subscribe whilst you're at it. Now back to the video, ladies and gents. Right now we've got over 250 million still to spend, but because we can only sign players 35 years old or older like Szczesny, there's nobody else really worth signing. Even Szczesny's going to be useless by the end of this season, so it's kind of pointless. So I think we are going to send this team into season 2 as it is, because quite frankly guys, there's nothing we can really do aside from hope for a better season, of course. Because last year, this Gunners team really underperformed, but this year, however, I want them to win a couple of trophies at the very least. But guys, something's going wrong at the Emirates, because we haven't done better. We've done worse. We're 5th in the league now. Bro, how are we doing so badly? We have thankfully, though, won the FA Cup. That's our first 3 points on the board. But we haven't won the Carabao Cup. To be fair, though, we have started well in the UCL. We smashed Dynamo Kiev, battered Barca, smashed Lyon, beat PSG, but lose to Milan in the final. No, you are taking the mick. They are legitimately my bogey team right now. I mean, I know our front three's rating got decreased by a 3, but surely this team's got to beat AC Milan. They aren't even the better team out of both Milans. Inter are top of the league and AC Milan are barely top 10. But this tops it off. Do you want to see some cruel irony? Look at the stat of our front three. Every single one of them got more than 25 goal contributions. So instead of Martinelli being 85 rated right now, Saka being 88 and Gyökeres being 88, they could all be in their 90s if they did this last year. Playtime's officially over, guys. The hat is going on and we are officially getting down to business. Because this Arsenal team, contrary to popular belief, is much better than this, man. 1 trophy in 2 years is disgraceful. And with only 3 years left in charge of the Gunners and only 3 points on the leaderboard, we really need to start winning trophies. Otherwise, it's going to be easy for Spurs. In fairness, we do need this wheel to help us out because so far it's been pretty damn useful. What's this now? Solid defense. You must concede less than 35 goals this year, otherwise you'll have to release your 2 centre-backs. Oh, this wheel is taking the piss. I mean, so far this team hasn't even conceded less than 40 so far. 35? I don't think we stand a chance. So we've got to do something different. So So this year we're playing counter-attacking football with an incredibly deep line. I'm not really fussed about trophies this year, man. We cannot lose Saliba and Gabriel. I do think we're going to keep the formation and the way we're playing the exact same though, guys. It doesn't really matter as long as we're more defensive than attacking. There is also a real bit of good news, guys. We've got just under 400 million to spend. And I think if we use that money replacing Calafiori and Ben White, that'll definitely help our chances of conceding less than 35 goals. So with that being said, for the left back role, I'm going for my personal favourite in FC25, Theo Hernandez. He's 28, 6 foot, 87 rated. As you can see from his stats, he's fantastic. He's got 86 physicality for a fullback. He's built like a brick house. And considering we only spent 85 million on him, I think that's a bargain. But we're not done yet, because I'm signing Achraf Hakimi from PSG for that right back role. He's only 27, already 88 rated. Really similar stats to Theo Hernandez. He's just a little bit weaker. But more importantly, he's just as good as Theo Hernandez, which is why we've just signed him on a 4-year deal. And just like that, we've got 2 world-class fullbacks. But there is one other thing I want to do, because despite the fact we have massively strengthened our defence, there's no guarantee that this is going to work. So I think we should prepare in case we do end up failing, guys. So I'm going to use the rest of our money to get replacements ready for Saliba and Gabriel. So I'm going for 2 centre-backs who I believe would form a great centre-back partnership. One of them is Jonathan Tah and the other is Dayot Upamecano. As you can see, 4 centre-backs, they're both rapid, they're both built like brick houses, but more importantly, they're quality at defending. And that now wraps up our windows. We've just spent a combined total of 156.7 mil to sign both of these centre-backs. And I would say, looking at the players we brought into the team this year, we've had a damn good window. Especially our back four, man. Hakimi, Gabriel, Saliba, Hernandez. That's insane. However, unfortunately, I just don't think this team is going to concede less than 35 goals this year, man. So far, they've been very poor. But I guess only time will tell on that one if I'm right or wrong. And you're just going to have to wait a little bit longer to find out. I don't even know myself, but I do know that we lost the Community Shield to bloody Newcastle on penalties. We've also not won the FA Cup, not won the Carabao Cup, but we have won the Europa League, beating Leverkusen to do it. Okay, that's a start. Maybe these 4 signings have finally helped take Arsenal to that next level. I mean, the stats, as you can see, are absolutely crap. Look at Saka, man. 50 goals, 10 assists in 61 games. This guy's a monster. But as good as our goals and assist stats are, those aren't the important ones. The important ones are how many goals have we conceded in the Premier League campaign. And guys, there's good news and there's bad news. The good news is we are the Premier League champions by 1 point. We've conceded 48 goals in the process, so William Saliba and Gabriel are going bye-bye. Which, to be fair, isn't that much of a devastating blow because we've already got Jonathan Tah and Upamecano to replace them, and they're both world class. But there is real good news that we're overlooking, guys. We are the Premier League champions and Europa League champions. And that means we jumped from 3 points to 11 points just like that on the leaderboard. And if we can keep this going for the next couple of years with the Gunners, Spurs won't stand a chance. In fairness though, with only 2 seasons left, we do need something decent. Oh, come on. Transfer ban? Really? Bro, look at all the green ones we've got left, man. How are we avoiding them all at once? The thing is though, I think we've timed it just right because we've only got 81 mil to spend anyway. That wouldn't have done very much for us. And honestly, looking at the team, guys, I don't think we needed to do much with it anyway. Upamecano and Tah replaced our other 2 centre-backs. We've got pretty decent squad depth. Yeah, I think we're alright. But the Gunners need another solid season like last year, because if they do, that not only extends their lead, but it makes it even tougher on Spurs to catch them. Unfortunately though, it's not a good start for the Gunners. We lose the Premier League title to Chelsea. In dominant fashion, to be fair, 90 points, 11 points clear as City. But we have won the Community Shield. We don't win the FA Cup though, nor the Carabao Cup, but we have won the Super Cup, beating Real Madrid. That's huge. And so is this performance in the UCL League phase. This could be our year, as we've smashed Atletico in the round of 16, battered AS Monaco, smashed Man City, and beat Bayern in the final. We're the Champions League winners. Oh my god, it only took 4 years, but we finally did it. But I'm really not surprised, guys, because look at the team, man. They're a level above. And whilst the stats granted aren't as good as last year, our front 3 in Saka, Gyökeres and Martinelli definitely know how to bang goals in for fun, don't they? But we do now only have 1 more year left with this Arsenal side to rack up as many points as humanly possible. And if we have another season like this, ladies and gents, it'll be pointless Spurs even trying to catch up. But we do still need to spin this wheel one last time with Arsenal. 3 out of 11. What's this one? Spin a wheel with your starting 11 on it 3 times. Whoever it lands on are safe for the rest of the Takeover no matter what the wheel's on and get us a +3 in rating. Well, it's the last season with Arsenal, so the first part doesn't count, but I'll definitely take the +3 in overall. And here we go, all the 11 players are on the wheel, so let's spin it to see who the first player is getting a +3 in overall. Martinelli, like he wasn't good enough anyway. Okay, so our left wing is getting a +3 in overall. Who's the next one? Is that Gyökeres or Raya? Raya, okay, that's not bad either. Okay, third and final spin. Who's it going to be? Declan Rice. You know what? 3 very good options to get a +3 in overall. And there we go, Martinelli's up to 90 rated, Rice is up to 92, and David Raya is up to 91. But guys, the best thing is, the one thing that wheel didn't mention was a transfer ban, so we've got all this money to spend. And to be honest, I think we spend it on one position alone, a second choice striker, because we've only got Gyökeres in the team who can play that role. And I really like the looks of Amin Adli, 28, 84 rated. He's got really similar stats to Gyökeres, he's just a little bit shorter and a little bit weaker. And just like that, for 50 mil, we got our second choice striker, and that's our transfer window done. And that does leave us 53 million, but we're in such a good position, we don't need to spend it. I mean, let's be real, this team just won the Champions League. They're the best team in the world at this point. But this is our last season with the Gunners, and I want to end it on a high note, and that means by winning as many trophies as possible. And we're off to a good start, guys, because we end our time with Arsenal as the best team in England. But we don't win the FA Cup, nor the Carabao Cup. What's up with Spurs winning trophies? We do, however, win the Super Cup, so that's 6 points in Season 5. But that could very well be extended to 14 as we've topped the UCL League phase. And we've smashed Atletico again, battered PSG, smashed Leipzig, but lose to AC Milan again. Nah, you gotta be joking me. They've beat us twice now. They are actually my bogey team, aren't they? Why can't I beat them? I mean, look at the state of these stats this year, man. Our front three all got bare minimum 30 goals each. That's not even including the assists. Unfortunately, though, our 5 years are up with the Gunners, and this is indeed the team we leave them with. And truth be told, guys, I think we've done a smashing job in the last half a decade with them. But we unfortunately haven't racked up that many points. We've only got 27. Ideally, I would have liked 35 or something. But now that our time is done with the Gunners, we now move on to Tottenham Hotspur, where our points tally to beat is 27 to win this takeover. And here is the team we've inherited in season number 1 with Spurs. And you know what? Part of me does feel a little bit sorry for the bottle jobs, because if they hadn't have had all these injuries, they'd have done so much better this year. I mean, look at some of the players they've already got. Kulusevski, Vicario, Heung-min Son. Not to mention youngsters like Archie Gray, Lucas Bourgeval, and Wilson Odobu. When you really think about it, Spurs are so stacked. And they're also quite minted as well. They've got over 100 million to spend in season 1. But we all know it's not that simple, because as you lot know, the wheel doesn't reset after the first team's done with it. So these are the 7 options remaining for Spurs to choose from. And whilst there are some good ones, there's still some pretty bad ones on here. So hopefully we can avoid the bad ones and start off pretty well. Okay, we started off well. Decisions: either your starting team gets a +2 in rating, but you get a transfer ban, or you add an additional 75 million to your budget. Ooh, that's actually quite tough. Because to be fair, I haven't messed with the tactics or made our best starting 11 up, because I thought the wheel was going to shaft us in season 1. But now that I've quickly shuffled the formation, the tactics, and the team around, I think the answer to the wheel's quite obvious now. Because whilst an additional 75 mil to our budget would be amazing, it wouldn't have the same impact as improving our starting 11 by 2. So I feel like I'm going to go for the upgrade and have a transfer back. And looking at the team now, I'm definitely happy I did that. 75 million would not have done this. But this still isn't going to be easy, guys. We've got to get 27 points to match Arsenal on this leaderboard and 28 to beat them to win this takeover battle. And let's be honest, this Spurs side are notorious for not winning trophies. I mean, when's the last time they won one? So hopefully with the +2 rating increase for every single player in the starting 11, in our first season in charge of Spurs, that will change. However, so far, guys, it's not looking too good. We are top 4. We are 12 points clear of Arsenal as well, but we're still trophyless. We've unfortunately lost the FA Cup final too, and the Carabao Cup, losing to Arsenal. Guys, I'm not going to say it. I promise I'm not going to say it. As there is one more chance to silver with Spurs in season 1 with them, as we are in the Europa League phase, and we've done pretty damn well. And we've done well in the knockouts as well, guys, as we smashed Victoria Plzen 7-5. We also just beat Fenerbahce on pens. We've battered OGC Nice, but lost another final. Nah, Spurs, you're taking the mick. Nah, you're bottle jobs. jobs, man. Your actual bottle jobs. How do you lose 3 finals in 1 year, man? That is taking the piss. I'm gonna be real with you lot. This team is genuinely cursed, man. 3 opportunities as silverware, and they choked it every single time. That's insane. In fairness, though, the stats, when you look at them, are fantastic. Solanke got 39 and 4, 37 and 16 for Heung-min Son, 20 and 20 for Mattis, 18 and 12 for Kulusevski. The only thing we're missing this season, silverware. But if I'm being honest, as we look at the leaderboard, I'm not too worried, because if I'm not mistaken, in season 1 with Arsenal, we didn't come close to winning silverware with them either. But for the next 4 years, this Spurs side really do need to start winning trophies and being more clutch in finals, guys, because I'm telling you, if we start winning trophies next year, we stand a chance of beating the Gunners. To be fair, though, we do still need this wheel to be on our side. Okay, no excuses. What the hell is this? You must win at least 1 trophy this year, or your best 3 players get a -5 in their rating. Normally, I wouldn't be fussed, but this is Spurs we're talking about. Because these bottle jobs choked 3 trophies in a row last year. How do you do that, man? Seriously. The good news, however, we don't have a transfer ban this year, which means we've got all this money to spend to make sure this Spurs side finally gets a bit of silverware in their trophy cabinet. Thing is, though, this team overall is pretty damn stacked, so I'm actually not quite sure where to improve it. I mean, we got a good keeper, our defense is solid, our midfield's good, so is our front 3. I think we're just gonna have to be ruthless. And that leaves us with 2 positions to improve, one of them being where Heung-min Son plays on the left-hand side, because as you can see, his stats are starting to go down now. I know that you Spurs fans love Heung-min Son, but I think his time's up. And so is Bentancur's time, guys, because he's actually the weakest link in the entire starting 11. But he won't be for much longer, because we're replacing him with Sandro Tonali from Newcastle, 25, 87 overall. And just look at the state of his stats, man. He's legitimately so well-rounded, he could play anywhere on the pitch. And just like that, 85 million later, we've got our CDM. But we still need a left wing. And I can't think of anybody better than Kvaratskhelia from PSG. 87 overall, 24. 5-star skill moves, 5-star weak foot with incredible stats as well. And yes, you could argue he's way too good to play for the bottle jobs, but if he's joined PSG, that means he likes money. And that is something we have a lot of, because we've just signed him where he's earning 250,000 a week. And it's safe to say, guys, I'm happy with how we're looking right now, because we're just going to go from strength to strength. But we do need to win a trophy this year, because if we don't, Mickey Van de Ven's going to have a -5 rating, so is Vicario, and so is James Maddison. And believe it or not, guys, I don't want that to happen. But truth be told, this is not the start we were after. Not only have we not won the Premier League, bloody Arsenal have. Yeah, we're in trouble. We also haven't won the FA Cup, we haven't won the Carabao Cup, and we haven't won the Champions League. Oh my god, Spurs, you are absolutely useless, aren't you? How does this team not even come close to winning silverware, man? It's not exactly like they're a bad team, I just think they're cursed. But when you look at the stats, guys, they're absolutely fantastic. They just can't win trophies. And that really is not a good sign, guys, because whilst it is still very possible to beat Arsenal on this leaderboard, 0 trophies from 2 seasons is not a good look. And because we didn't win a trophy this year, our 3 best players are going to have a -5 in rating, so Vicario is going to be going down, so is Kulusevski, and so is Maddison. So now more than ever, this team needs to lock in and win at least 2 or 3 trophies next year, because otherwise, Arsenal are definitely looking likely to win this takeover battle. We also do need this wheel to be on our side for once. Free pass. Oh, we've been needing this. Do what you want. I don't mind if I do. But we've only got 77 million to work with. What are we going to do with that? Saying that, though, there's a lot of players in our reserves that we're simply not using that could go for quite a bit of money. Heung-min Son at this point is definitely one of them. Højbjerg is one of them. Yeah, we can make a buck on these guys. And as you can see, that's exactly what I've done. And now we've got 233 million to spend. And if we spend that right, we've surely got to win trophies. Because all I want is a better short-term keeper and a better winger, and I think I found those 2 players, Marc-Andre ter Stegen and Nico Williams. They're both world-class players, ladies and gents, and they are both going to do a job for us in those positions. And just like that, for the total amount of 157 mil, we signed both of these players now. And looking at the team now, guys, I think they'll be the difference makers. They've introduced the quality we need to take Spurs to that next level. Hopefully, anyway. Because let's be honest, whilst it is definitely still possible to beat Arsenal on this leaderboard, if we don't win any trophies this year, it is not looking good. So it's literally now or never for this Spurs side. They either win trophies this year or say goodbye to winning this takeover battle. But holy This is what we needed. We have smashed the Premier League to smithereens. 105 points, 3 losses all year. We didn't draw a single game as well. That is genuine domination. But whilst we did that in the Premier League, we haven't won the FA Cup. And we haven't won the Carabao Cup. And we didn't even come close to winning the UCL. Bloody Lille knocked us out. But this is what's confusing me, guys. We are not struggling to score in the slightest. Look at Dominic Solanke, man. 43 goals and 4 assists in 54 games. He's a monster in front of goal. But somehow we're only able to win 1 trophy this year with this team. Something somewhere just isn't adding up. But it's officially crunch time, guys. We've got 5 points on the leaderboard. We need 21 more to match Arsenal, 22 more to beat them. And whilst this team definitely still has a chance to pull that off, right now, guys, it really isn't looking likely. But guys, there's 2 good and 2 bad on this wheel. If we land on a good one, which we have, we might be looking good head to head. Every time you play Arsenal/Spurs and you win, you get any one of their players. But if you lose, they get your best player. This legitimately could make or break Spurs. Because going through Arsenal's team, there's definitely some players I would not mind having in mind. Martin Odegaard, for example, would be amazing. Eder Militao would be fantastic. And then, of course, there's Bukayo Saka. Could you imagine him in a Spurs shirt? Honestly, that'd cause riots. And despite the fact this team not only won the Premier League title last year, but only lost 3 games all season, we have 97 million to improve it. But I'm going to be a bit cocky here. I don't think we need to spend it. Because our bench is actually fantastic when you look at it. And we've already got a world-class outfit that last year tore the Premier League apart. And I think we can do the same to Arsenal this season. Now, obviously, there are risks to this, because if we play them a maximum twice this year and lose, we could lose Sandro Tonali and Dominic Solanke. But I can't believe these words are about to come out my mouth. I fully believe this Tottenham Hotspur side will wipe the floor with Arsenal every time we face them this year. And it's time to see if I am right. We are facing them at home first in the Premier League. Second game of the season, actually. But is it going to be a good one for us? Oh, we just nick it 1-0. We get one of Arsenal's best players now. It's just a question of who. Because I know I talked a good game about bringing Bukayo Saka to the team, but we've already got Nico Williams. I don't think we need him. However, taking David Raya off him doesn't seem like a bad idea, because then they'd only be left with Carl Hahn, and that would absolutely screw them for our next meeting with them. And there we go. David Raya is a Spurs player. Trust me, this will work. Because if the Spurs can beat Arsenal with their best keeper in goal, what do you think they're going to do when they've got their second choice in? Well, we're about to find out, guys. It's our second and last game against Arsenal. Let's see what is going to happen. Are we going to beat them? Yes, we have. 2-1. Kvaratskhelia and Solanke with the goals. And that means we get another one of Arsenal's players. The question is now, though, who do we actually go for? Because our team is absolutely stacked. I must admit, I'm tempted to go for Militao. I know that we don't need defenders, but with him being one of their best players, that'll only damage their chances of doing well, won't it? So with that being said, he now plays for Tottenham Hotspur. Why does he actually look good in that kit, though? And that was officially our last game against Arsenal this year, so this team has successfully got away with beating Arsenal twice and not losing any of our players. The question is now, though, can we do this well in all other competitions? Well, so far the answer to that question is yes, because we've once again smashed the Premier League. 1 loss all season with over 100 points again. Bro, Spurs are somehow on a different planet now. We've also won the Community Shield, but we've lost the FA Cup final. Oh, you bloody bottle jobs. But we have, however, won the Carabao Cup. So right now, that's 9 points from a possible 12. And guys, as daft as this sounds, we could get even more, as we've smashed the UCL League phase, battered Dortmund, smashed Inter, beaten Juve, and we've beaten PSG. Oh my god, guys, we've got the treble. I can't believe what this team's been able to pull off. Where the bloody hell was this in the first couple of years? This would have been done and dusty by now. But guys, look at these stats. Kvaratskhelia 43 and 20, Kulusevski 36 and 24, 30 and 3 for Solanke, 14 and 18 for Madison. No wonder we smashed it. We can't stop scoring. And this is how we lose going into the final year with Spurs in this takeover battle. We need 5 points to draw, 6 to win. So that means we just need a Premier League and 1 more cup and we win it. But guys, let's not get ahead of ourselves just yet. This is still Tottenham Hotspur. Despite them absolutely smashing it this year, we need them to do this again again next year. And we all know when the pressure's on, this team usually bottles it. And it doesn't really help that the bad on this wheel outnumbers the goal. Bloody hell. Okay, cheapskate, only sign free agents. That's not really ideal for this point in this takeover, is it? I mean, could you imagine what a 99 rated player could do to this team? It would all but secure Spurs' victory in this video. But no, guys, we can only sign free agents. So I'm going to take a really good look in this free agents list to see if there isn't any regens or really good normal free agents that I can bring to the club. Unfortunately, though, I have been let down. I found one player, guys. Just one. Lucas Klosterman, who's 32 years old, 80 overall. I mean, he's a decent player, don't get me wrong, but we just don't need him, do we? All you got to do is take a look at the centre-backs we've already got. Klosterman just doesn't fit into the picture. So it looks like this is the team going into our final year with Tottenham Hotspur. And right now, I genuinely think it's harder to lose this takeover battle than win it from the position we're in. We just need 2 trophies, and given how we performed over the last couple of years, this shouldn't be too difficult. Then again, this team isn't called the Bottle Jobs for no reason, is it? We can't get ahead of ourselves, and neither can they. We just got to hope that they get the job done this year and don't choke under the pressure. And guys, I can't believe what I'm seeing here. We've bottled the Premier League by 2 bloody points. How on earth do we go back to back with the Premier League with over 100 points to choking it to Liverpool? No, this can't be happening. We have, however, won the Community Shield, so there's still a solid chance we do this. But we haven't won the FA Cup, we haven't won the Carabao Cup, and we've bottled the Super Cup. So if we don't win the UCL, they've bottled it. But this is looking fan-bloody-tastic. We top the UCL League phase. But we've lost to them, the round of 60. Nah, that's actual bullshit, man. How on earth is that even possible? That is actually unbelievable. They needed 6 points to win, and they couldn't even do that. I've got no words for this team, man. They're world-class on paper, but when it matters, they're absolute dog shit. And this, ladies and gentlemen, proves it, because when they had this battle in the palm of their hand, they absolutely choked it. They dropped the ball and let Arsenal win. So the moral to the story of this video is you should like it. You should also subscribe if you're new around here. And Tottenham Hotspur are complete and total bottle jobs.